You're tuned in to the Brand Ambassador Select Podcast.
Welcome back to the Brand Ambassador Select Podcast, where we are showcasing the coolest brands and gifts while featuring movers and makers. I'm your host, Lenore, and I recently learned what a busy box was. It's basically a container that's filled with toys or items that your child can use to keep them occupied. Now, let's not settle for any box. Busy Box Child is the best one on the market right now. Carolyn Rahnama, she's the founder of Busy Box Child. She was inspired by the extensive screen time her kids were experiencing the past year and wanted to help them play with other items. Her boxes are one of a kind, and she's on the line to share more. Carolyn, welcome to the Brand Ambassador Select Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. This is very exciting.
I want to say thank you because of you and because of Busy Box Child, I actually learned what a busy box was. I never even knew that was a thing. And when I was doing some research, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a thing. So how did you get started with your own busy boxes?
Well, I used to do these for my own children when they were much younger. My children were never into traditional toys. They always wanted to open something or they were excited about a surprise. So I would literally take my own Tupperware and put some things in there, different textures. And I would have one or two along with me all the time for restaurants, for waiting rooms, whatever it is that we wanted to do. This is 10 years later, came COVID. Every parent I spoke to would complain about the amount of time that their child is spending on the computer. They're in school right now, they're on the computer. After school, they're on an iPad, iPhone, something. And I said, what if I was to do these little boxes? And through the years, my friends always said, you have to make a business out of this. You have to make a business. I just never thought about it because I had 3 young kids. So I did a little bit of research and I said, okay, I gave a whole bunch away. Parents loved it. And then this slowly became a business. And here I am.
So what are in your busy boxes and what are the age range for it? Can you be as little as, 5 months old, or can you be as old as 5 years old?
Well, we have different busy boxes for different ages, but we have a whole line of toddler friendly, which the boxes have slightly bigger items in them. I don't know if you can see this or not. And the items are bigger. They all have 3 jars of airtight Play-Doh, and then they have bigger parts for them to put their little kit together with different textures. So that's our toddler friendly. And then we have regular kits for slightly older children who are putting things into their mouths. I've had 9 and 10-year-olds asking for my boxes, and they've been really interested. What they do is take the Play-Doh and create a beautiful unicorn or dinosaur or whatever it is that they like. And it really, there's so much learning and counting and sorting that's entailed in this that it's wonderful. It's truly wonderful. It worked for me. It worked for my children. And now I'm giving it to everybody else.
And I did see that you do have a monthly subscription. So do you suggest that it's a box, like for somebody who's has not even used a busy box before, do you think that the box can continuously be reused? Or do you see that I know kids have a short attention span, or even sometimes us, we're like, oh, this is an old toy. We don't want to play with this anymore. Like, let's try something new. How long do you think that kids will have the span to want to play with the same stuff in each box?
Well, we have monthly subscriptions. So every month, if parents subscribe to it, you get a different theme every month. But I mean, I've had parents tell me that their children pull this out 3 to 4 days a week, and they just come up with different ways of playing with it. The box is sturdy. It comes off, the lid clicks back in. And they create different scenes. I mean, the Play-Doh lasts. We make natural Play-Doh. And as long as it goes back into the jar, it should be fine for 3 or 4 months. And had parents report that their children can't wait to get home to play with them. Now we have these little to-go jars where you can just throw one in your purse, and you take along with you if you're going to dinner, family home, something like that. We sell these as party favors. We sell them as, the 4 or 5, however many you need to take along with you on a trip, car travel. So children, our whole thing is about children staying off the screen. As parents, we hand over our cell phones and are like, okay, be quiet. Let me have 10, 15 minutes to myself. But seriously, they could be handing over one of these to their children instead of handing over the cell phone and say, you know what, play with this until I'm done cooking. Play with this until I'm done making a phone call. And it works. It really works.
Without offending anybody, it does. And I'm not a mom yet, but I am the oldest of all my first, second cousins. So I see the progression of, like, guys, I was 5 and I didn't have a tablet to play with. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're 5 years old. Like, go outside and, play kickball or something like that. But at restaurants all the time, when someone's whining or crying or throwing a hissy fit, it's throwing the iPad, throwing the cell phone. And I don't know about you, but in the last 14 months, I need to stop staring at a screen myself. So I don't even want to imagine how going to school online was for kids in general. And if my eyes are tearing up and I feel like they're straining, that's definitely not good to have at 5, 6, 7 when you are in those really important ages of your life.
Definitely. And it's just terrible for the children. It's just, screen. The whole world is just revolving around the screen. And we as parents forget sometimes that, there's other alternatives. There's other things that we can do with our kids, give to our kids. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the screen all the time. Listen, I'm guilty of it. I've done it myself. I do it at times. But there is no benefits. I mean, there's very little benefits. And we need to be able to slow that down and just give something physical to our children and say, you know what, here, play with this. This is really fun. Let me play with you is one of the big things. One thing that I've found in these boxes is that parents are interested in playing with their children with these boxes. This way you get to have your children talk to you, talk about their day, how they're doing, what's going on with their friends. That has a lot of benefits, just being involved in doing something, parent and child, mom and whoever, together.
I definitely liked the cupcake baking kit that you had. So I'm not even remotely a kid or a parent. I'm like, can I have one too? Like, can you make us busy boxes too, Carolyn, to keep me stimulated?
It's fun. I have to say, when I do these, I forget about the adult world. I forget about my responsibilities. I forget that I have to pick up kids from camp, in an hour and go home and cook and do all of these things. So it's just wonderful. It's wonderful for me. I can't imagine what it would be for a child.
Now, what makes Busy Box Child different from other busy boxes that are out there on the market right now?
Sometimes my friends tell me, how do you make money? I mean, we open these and they're stuffed. There's so much in here. We just, honestly, I don't even go by quota. I have to make this much amount of money. It's not even about that for me. We fill these boxes up like you couldn't believe. We have, here, I'll show you this. We have different compartments, and we just fill all of them up. I give children so much to play with that sometimes parents say, oh, we have to hide a few of them so that we can give it to them the next time they play. And parents love it. There's just so much to do in here with all of the things that we put into our boxes. So I think that makes us kind of stand out, that we're not looking at a picture and saying, okay, we need 6 pom-poms in here. No, if it looks good, I'll throw 10 pom-poms in there. I'll throw 2 fairy houses in there. Actually, this is funny. This has 2 fairy houses that I just put in there. But yeah, so this is to answer your question.
Aside from all of the items, and because I've been going through, I have your themed sensory kits up on your website, Busy Box Child, in front of me right now. I liked the rainbow unicorn one too. You're right. They are stuffed to the rim, which, by the way, I have to say, if any parent, they had to have come back and say, Carolyn, you put everything in one spot. My kids can put everything back in each compartment. Like it all has a home. That was brilliant.
They do. It all has a home. You can just pack it up, put it away, and present it to them as if it was new the next time. One of the things I like doing when I made them for my children is that I just never left it around. I would put it away. When it sits around, then they become less interested. But when you pack it up and put it away and bring it and present it to them the next time, they are more interested to play with it.
Yes, it's definitely something special. It's like, oh, I know I only get the special mermaid kit busy box when we're out to dinner type of thing, or I'm at a family like communion or a sweet 16 or, a backyard barbecue, or my friends are over. We have certain boxes that we get a chance to play with, which is definitely awesome.
It's great. It works. I have a mom that every time she wants to go to a family gathering or she wants to go see her friends for dinner, she calls me and says, "Can I come pick up 4 of those or 5 of those to-go kits?" And she just loves them. She comes, picks them up, and she doesn't even wait for us to send it to her. She comes and picks it up, and I'm going out to dinner tonight with my cousins, and they're bringing their kids, and it's a hit. So I'm happy for that it works for people.
Where are you located right now?
I am in Culver City. We just moved back into our offices. I was working out of the house for about a year or so because my children were at home. But thank God they went back to school and I got to come back and work out of my office before. We have an in-house dough making area. We have the whole works going on in one place in Culver City.
Okay, we can get Busy Box Child at busyboxchild.com. Now, how does it work? I see I can just add to the cart. I can pay with Apple Pay. If I buy one now, how long does it usually typically take for someone who places an order for them to then give it to their child?
Honestly, my big thing is shipping right away. Sometimes it takes us a while only because we're waiting for things to come in. I want you to get them like yesterday. We'd like to send them out quickly, but I'd like to say between maybe 3 to 5 working days is realistically when you get your boxes.
And for those who want to possibly say buy in bulk, you said your friend would say, "Hey, I'm going out. Can I have 4?" Because I just finished planning a wedding and I thought about do I want kids there? Do I not want kids there? How do I keep kids entertained at bridal showers and things like that? Do you have a bulk order option for, like how you mentioned earlier, favors, or just for a specific event where I want all the kids to have something to do and something to play with?
Yes, we do. We have not put it on our website for bulk option yet, but we will. But we have people calling us and saying, "Can you do the fairy garden kit? Can you send us 20 of them? Because we have a garden party this weekend, and I think it would be great for children." And then there we talk about bulk prices for our to-go kits, for our regular kits, with parents or whoever that's interested.
I think that's great and that actually works because you get a party favor for the kids and they have something to do at the party too. So it's like a win-win.
It's a win-win situation. And I think, like 4th of July is coming up. People have barbecues, picnics, everyone's going as a family. What a wonderful idea to take some of these along and have kids play with them and be creative so that adults can sit around together and have coffee, drink, whatever they're doing, so they can socialize with other adults. So it works. I'm excited for everything that's going on with Busy Box Child.
And hey, it's only been about a year, right, that you've been doing this?
It has. It's about unofficially, it's been about maybe almost 2 years, but officially about a year and a half.
Well, congratulations, Carolyn, on all of your success.
Thank
If you would like
you.
to grab yours, you can head to busyboxchild.com. You can check them out on Facebook at busyboxchild and on Instagram at busyboxchild for your kids, for your family members, and little nieces and nephews for parties. Carolyn, I just hope one day you have busy box adults for us.
That is I'm not going to
Nothing.
talk about it, but we may.
Okay, so you have until Christmas, until I come back and ask the question again.
We're thinking about it.
We need less screen time too.
We do. You'd be surprised how many adults want these. You really would. They say they buy them for their children, but one of my friends actually said, I'm the one who ends up playing with this, and when my daughter is done, I'm still playing with it. So it's kind of cute. I mean, it's entertaining.
Listen, I'm down for glitter Play-Doh too, so send it my way. Well, that is a wrap on another episode of the Brand Ambassador Select podcast. Once again, you can get your Busy Box Child at busyboxchild.com. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss one here. brandambassadorselect.com for more, and we will see you next time.